Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the topic phylum Cnidaria. Examples: hydra, jellyfish, coral and sea anemone. Knot means needle or sting cells. Cnidarians were previously called Coelenterata. So the old name of Cnidarians are Coelenterata. They are aquatic animals. They are sessile or free swimming. What do you mean by sessile? Means some organisms get attached to the rocks. So they are called as sessile. But some of them will be freely moving in the water, that is free swimming. Solitary or colonial forms. Some organisms live as single and some will be living in groups, that is colony. They possess radial symmetry. What do you mean by radial symmetry? When any plane passing through the central axis divides the body of the animal into two identical halves, it is called as radial symmetry, except for sea anemones. So radial symmetry is not in sea anemones. So in sea anemones we can able to see the bilateral symmetry. The name Cnidaria is derived from cnidocytes or cnidoblasts with stinging cells or nematocysts on tentacles. So the name Cnidaria has been derived from the word cnidocyst or cnidoblast. So they have stinging cells or nematocysts on the tentacles. So they will be having many tentacles. In that tentacles stinging cells are present. So what is the main function of this cnidoblast? Means are used for anchorage, that is for attachment with any rocks, that is for grip, defense, to fight with the enemy or predator, and to capture the prey. So the main function of the cnidoblast is for anchorage, defense and to capture the prey. Cnidarians are the first group of animals to exhibit tissue level of organization. So they are the first group of animals. Before that, in Porifera we have seen that is the cellular level of organization. In Porifera we have seen, that is in sponges we have seen the cellular level of organization, that is the body is made up of only cells. But in case of phylum Cnidaria, here it is the first group of animal to exhibit the tissue level of organization, that is the body is made up of tissues. And they are diploblastic. Diploblastic means there are two germ layers, ectoderm and endoderm. They have a central vascular cavity or coelentron. So these animals have a central vascular cavity or otherwise called as coelentron. And what is its main function? Means it serves both digestion and circulatory function. So the main function of the central vascular cavity or coelentron is to serve both digestion and circulatory functions. So this digestion and circulatory functions are carried out with a single opening called as mouth or hypostome. So the digestion as well as the excretion are carried out through the mouth or hypostome, which serves the process of ingestion and egestion. So through this mouth or hypostome only the organisms takes the food as well as it excretes the waste through this mouth. There is no anus in these animals. So hydra belongs to the phylum Cnidaria. Here you can able to see the tentacles. So the main function of the tentacles is to capture the prey. So in the tentacles only we can able to find the cnidoblast, that is the stinging cells. So this main function of the stinging cells is for anchorage, defense and to capture the prey. So the body is made up of tissues and they have a central vascular cavity. You can able to see the central vascular cavity or coelentron. So the main function of this central vascular cavity is for digestion and circulatory functions, and there is a single mouth or hypostome, and through this mouth only ingestion and egestion are carried out. Digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. So what do you mean by extracellular? Means digestion takes place, that is extracellular, in the coelentron, that is in the gastrovascular cavity, or otherwise called as central vascular cavity, and on the other side it takes place inside the cell also. Intracellular means inside the cell digestion takes place, and also in some cases it takes place extracellular, that is in the gastrovascular cavity. Next, if you take the nervous system, here you can able to see the nervous system is primitive, that is very simple, and it is formed of diffused nerve net. Here you can able to see the nerve net. So nervous system is primitive and is formed of diffused nerve net. And some cnidarians like corals, they have a skeleton made up of calcium carbonate. So the outer exoskeleton is made up of calcium carbonate. Cnidarians exhibit two basic body forms. So it exhibit two basic body forms. One is polyp and the another one is medusae. The polyp forms are sessile and cylindrical. So the polyp forms do not move from one place to another place. They get attached in the rock. So they are called as sessile, and their body is cylindrical. Example, Hydra and Adamsia. Whereas the medusae are umbrella shape. So the medusae are umbrella shape and they are free swimming. So they swim freely in the water. Next, cnidarians which exist in both forms, that is polyp and medusae form, also exhibit alternation of generation in their life cycle. So in their life cycle they exhibit alteration of generation, that is called as metagenesis. The polyp represents the asexual generation. That is, in cnidarians you can able to see both sexual reproduction as well as asexual reproduction. The polyps exhibit asexual reproduction, and the medusa, they represent the sexual reproduction. So polyps produce medusae asexually, and medusae produce polyps sexually. So that is called as alternation of generation. Next is development is indirect. What do you mean by indirect? Means there is a larval stage before the adult stage, and the name of the larva is planula larvae. So development is indirect and includes a free swimming ciliated planulae larvae. So in this picture you can able to the two forms of cnidarians. One is the polyp form and another one is the medusae. So the polyp undergo asexual reproduction and produces medusae. The medusae undergo sexual reproduction and produce the polyps. So there is a larva that is called as the planula larva. Now we will see the examples of phylum Cnidaria. Physalia, it is commonly called as the Portuguese man of war. Adamsia, that is commonly called as sea anemone. Pennatula, that is called as sea pen. And Meandrina, that is brain coral. It looks like a human brain. So these are the examples of the phylum Cnidaria. So what are the unique features of Cnidaria? Means that is they have stinging cells, or otherwise called as nematocysts, on their tentacles, and they are the first group of animals to exhibit the tissue level of organization. They have a central vascular cavity and they exist in two forms, that is polyp and medusae. Next there is a larval stage called as planula larvae. Next we'll see about the phylum Ctenophora. Phylum Ctenophora. Ctenos means comb, phoros means bearing. So they are comb bearing animals. They are, that is, Ctenophora are exclusively marine. So these animals are live only in sea water. So they are exclusively marine means these organisms live only in sea water. So they are bilaterally symmetrical. So what is bilaterally symmetrical means? Animals which have two similar halves on either side of the central plane is called as bilateral symmetry. They are diploblastic animals, that is they have two primary germ layers, ectoderm and endoderm, and they exhibit the tissue level of organization. So the body is made up of tissues. So they are commonly called as comb jellies. Though they are diploblastic, their mesoglea is different from that of Cnidaria. So, since these animals are diploblastic, their mesoglea, what is mesoglea? So, in between the ectoderm and the endoderm, the jelly-like mesoglea is present. It is different from that of the Cnidaria. It contains amoebocytes, that is, it contains cells which are irregular in shape, that is amoebocytes and smooth muscle cells. And what is the unique features of this phylum Ctenophora means? They have 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates. So they have 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates. So they are commonly called as comb jellies, which help in locomotion, hence commonly called comb jellies or otherwise called as sea walnuts. They look like walnut. So they are commonly called as sea walnuts, and since they are having comb plates, they are called as comb jellies. In this picture you can able to see the 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates. Since they are having the comb plates, they are called as comb jellies, and this comb plates helps in locomotion. Next, you can able to see the bioluminescence. Another one unique features of this phylum Ctenophora is bioluminescence. What do you mean by bioluminescence? The ability of a living organism to emit light. So these organisms emit light. So they exhibit bioluminescence, is well marked in ctenophores. So it is also one of the unique features of the ctenophores. And they lack nematocysts but possess special cells called as lasso cells or coloblasts, which help in food capture. So they do not have stinging cells called nematocysts like that of, that is Cnidaria, but they possess the special cells. They possess a special type of cells called as lasso cells or coloblasts. So these cells helps in the food capture. Next, digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. So digestion takes place both inside the cell as well as outside the cell. Sexes are not separate, that is monoecious. What do you mean by monoecious? Means both the sex organs are present in the same individual, that is the male reproductive part as well as the female reproductive part are present in the same individual, that is called as monoecious. They reproduce only by the sexual means. So these organisms reproduce only by sexual reproduction, and fertilization takes place outside the body, that is called as external fertilization, and development is indirect, that is there is a larval stage. So the larval stage is called as sidebit larva. Example, Pleurobranchiae. So these are about the phylum Ctenophora. So what is the unique features of phylum Ctenophora means? They have 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates. Since they are having comb plates, they are called as comb jellies, and they look like walnuts. So they are also called as commonly sea walnuts. And another unique feature is they exhibit the bioluminescence, that is the ability of emitting light. And another one unique feature is they have a special type of cells called as lasso cells or coloblasts, which helps in the food capture. and there is a larval stage called as cytipid larva. So these are the unique features of the phylum Ctenophora. Go through this topic well. In the next class we will be seeing another phylum, that is phylum Platyhelminthes. Thank you.